What's up, guys? It's Consistency here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my Premier League Week 18 of September 18th review. So I'm just going to talk about the biggest games, some interesting scores that happened, because there were a few this weekend, and yeah, I'm going to get right into it. So the first game I'm going to talk about is Chelsea versus Liverpool, and it was an interesting game. It was really entertaining. I watched them in the International Cup here in LA, so I'm glad to see that Liverpool was able to turn that result around, because they lost to a set-piece header from a corner from Gary Cahill. This game they turned it around. They pressured Chelsea a lot, and Chelsea were making a lot of mistakes. The team they just weren't a team. They were just a group of individuals. They're trying to play out from the back. Forwards, midfielders aren't dropping back to help their defense. Defenders, they're just not doing their job well. They didn't defend set pieces, and yeah, it was a pretty bad game for Chelsea. If Liverpool were doing a little better, they probably could have scored a few more on Chelsea. But anyway, the first goal was scored by Dejan Lovren, and it was from a free kick. He was wide open in the back post, and no Chelsea player picked him up, and he really had a simple volley to score. The second goal was a screamer from Henderson. It reminds me of something Gerrard would do, but he just dribbled from the midfield and just took a shot outside of the box, and he scored it. It was really something that Thibaut Courtois couldn't really do anything about. I just think the Chelsea players should have closed him down more quickly. You should never give someone that much space, because if they're running into free space at your goal and your defenders aren't doing anything to them, and midfielders aren't doing anything to them, the first thought is to shoot. And on a team like Liverpool that's so attacking minded, that's what they're gonna do. So yeah, I think Chelsea have some work to do. I think they probably need to be a little bit more patient with Conte. I think Conte should probably, he should probably use a different formation and kind of work on his tactics, because it's clear that his players they're not in sync with him. They really don't understand his tactics. I think the basics that Italian players know is not the same basics in the Premier League, and I think that he just needs to just work on his team a little more and give it time. So yeah. So other than that, Arsenal beat Hull City on 4-1. There's not a lot to talk about there. Leicester beat Burnley 3-0, so that's good for Leicester. And I think Mars was playing pretty well that game. Islam Slimani, he was able to get his first Premier League goal. He actually got two, so he scored 2 goals on his debut, so that's always a good thing. Moving on, Man City continued their winning ways, 4-0. I think Pep Guardiola is a great manager, and once he has a style of play that he gets his team used to, he'll just be consistent and just keep winning. So we've seen that with Barcelona and Bayern, and we're starting to see that with Man City. So the last 2 teams he managed were top teams, but Man City is a top team in England as well. So Pep could probably go ahead and win the league now, because he just builds up consistency. And yeah, so I think it's going to take a lot for other teams to slow him down. And even if he does lose to a few teams, I think for the most part he'll come out on top in the end. So moving on, so West Ham lost to West Brom. They were losing 4-0 at one point in the match, but they managed to score 2 goals on them, so I guess that helps their goal difference. But in the end, I think they should do a little better. In my opinion, I think West Ham's an okay team, but honestly, I think Payet is probably definitely their best player, and the other players probably have to just step it up, because you can't depend on him for everything, because if he gets injured or anything, you have to work without him. So they should probably just work on that and just build up some more consistency and just go for wins, because they did lose their prior game, because they gave it away too easily. So yeah. Other than that, Everton at Middlesbrough. I saw the first goal scored by Middlesbrough. To me, that was a straight up foul. The keeper had both hands on the ball, so yeah, you can't come into the keeper and header or hit the ball out of his hands. That should have been a foul to me, but either way, Everton was able to score 3 goals on them. Lukaku scored a pretty good goal, and Coleman and Gareth Barry. So they were able to come back despite a poor ref decision, in my opinion. And yeah. And finishing off today, Man United lost to Watford 3-1, and it's very disappointing to me. In my opinion, I think it's Mourinho because I thought it was a good idea that they had a good manager coming in, but honestly, we see his tactics getting old at Chelsea, and they had struggles last season, and they weren't able to fix much of it by the end of the season, even though he left. So I think Mourinho really needs to try something new. He needs to change up the formation, mix up the squad, possibly, and stop playing so defensively. Because you buy Pogba, everyone knows how Pogba plays. He does a lot of defensive work. He does everything, honestly. But in Juve, he had freedom to do what he wanted. He still had to come back and defend, but when he wanted to, he can go and take up space and give assists and score goals. In Man U, you can't do that. Mourinho wants him to stay back, and every time he does take space like he's used to, he's always getting out of position, and it's not benefiting the team. So I think Mourinho really needs to reassess what's going on at Man U. He should probably change his tactics or change the squad, because what's happening right now, it just isn't working for him. So yeah. And the last game I'm going to talk about is Tottenham. Tottenham got a 1-0 winner against the Sunderland. The game was pretty tight, I guess. It's just one goal. Let me just check to see who scored. I did see the highlights. So yeah, Harry Kane scored. It was a pretty easy goal. He was just in the right place at the right time, and he got the rebound, the tap-in. So yeah. So that's going to conclude my September 18th week of the Premier League review. I got 2 more videos coming on Serie A and La Liga. And yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, and consistency out. Like and subscribe if you like this video, and see ya.